Hi everyone, my name is Bailey, and in today's video I'm building the Seaside mansion. Now, I don't know technically if this is a mansion. It's just a very large family home. When I think of mansions, I think of Kate Emerald's amazing builds in Dulcel Valley, and this is pretty far from that, but it's still a very large family home. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like halfway through, I did want to give up on this build, but I took a break and I came back and I really liked how the home was looking, so I hope that you guys like it as well. It's probably the biggest family home that I've built so far. I really want to build more large family homes because I just think the thumbnails look better, to be honest, and I think they're more fun as well, so definitely look out for those. But this home is for 8 Sims. You could fit another Sim because I did add a double bed into the teens room, but I didn't think that 2 people shared that bed, just 1 person. And then also they have a couple of dogs, and I thought that just to give a little bit of history to this household, they did have a cat, but the cat recently passed away. A bit sad, don't think about it too much. I don't know why I put my Sims through such turmoil when it comes to their backstories, but I found a little urn in the debug items, and I'd never seen that object before, so I thought it would be cute to just throw in because it makes sense. You know, these people are definitely pet lovers, and not all of their pets are alive, you know. I did think about putting like a little pet cemetery in the backyard, but I was like, that's a little bit too much. This is a really cute and bright family home, so I didn't want to do that. But just know they are definitely pet lovers. I used a ton of cats and dogs in this home. I would say I used cats and dogs, Seasons, and Parenthood the most. I'm gonna try to start mentioning the packs I use the most in my voiceovers because I feel like that's a bit of useful knowledge. Like, if you do think that you want to download this house, it is important to know if you have the packs that I used or not. So I definitely used a ton of cats and dogs, Parenthood, and Seasons, and that goes for the majority of my houses. I feel like when it comes to family homes, if you build a lot of family homes, those 3 packs are kind of necessities, and then the others are just additional clutter, in my opinion. But anyway, I thought that this was a generations home, so the grandparents live here. They have a little suite on the first floor. It's a huge bedroom. I struggled with it a lot, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I was really inspired by Libby Builds because I was watching one of her videos, and it was of a tour of a house that I think she built on her Twitch live stream, and one of the bedrooms in that house was a very pink grandma's bedroom, and I was obsessed with it, so I wanted to create one myself, and like I said, I'm happy with how that turned out. And then there are 4 other bedrooms, so there's the parents' bedroom, of course, and then there are 3 children's bedrooms. And by the way, all of the bedrooms except for the grandma and grandpa's bedroom do have a bathroom attached. I've never done that before, but I just thought this home is very grand. Why not? And I really tried to incorporate the Sims' personalities, not only in their bedroom, but in their bathroom as well. So I thought that the bathrooms turned out really nice. I did cut out all of them except for one. I hope you're not mad, but I just wanted to save time. This video was already pretty long. I remember when I sped all of the footage up, and I speed my videos up quite a bit. I think it's the normal amount that most people do, but I sped it up and it was still 45 minutes long, and I'm not really a fan of having people like release half of a build and then they release a week later the other half. I just want to see all of it together. I have plenty of free time, so I guess that's why I enjoy longer builds, but I do try to shorten my videos as much as possible, so I ended up cutting about 20 minutes out of this video. However, I don't think you're missing out on much. Like, who goes to watch a speed build and really looks forward to seeing the bathrooms being decorated? I don't know, maybe you do. I kind of do, just because I want to get inspiration. I feel like I'm lacking a little bit when it comes to my bathrooms. They're not super nice or anything like that, so I do kind of like them, but just to save time, I cut a lot of them out, and you'll see them in the screenshots anyway. I did contemplate doing a tour for the end of this video, just like a little cinematic tour showing off every single room, but first of all, I don't think this home is deserving of one. Like, it's not a castle, but also I'm very bad at it. I've tried to incorporate them into the beginning of my builds as like a little teaser of what's to come, so hopefully you don't mind those. Second of all though, I'm just really bad at doing tours. I've never been good at any cinematic stuff or machinima stuff when it comes to The Sims, so I do want to get better because I love watching build tours, especially when there's some nice music in the background. It's really something that I enjoy, and a lot of my favorite creators do that. I know it's very time consuming as well, so I'm just gonna stick to the little intro teaser things in the beginning of my videos, and then eventually I'm gonna do build tours instead of screenshots, so hopefully that made sense. Right now we're working on the kitchen. One of my New Year's resolutions was actually to talk more about the build as I'm doing things, so I need to talk about things as you're seeing them on the screen. This is the kitchen. It's my favorite part of the house. I love the Jungle Adventure countertops, of course. What else is new? And it just feels so bright and nautical to me, so I really like it. Some stuff does change, so I didn't like the wood flooring that I went for. I don't like the swatch, and I didn't even realize it until like halfway through. I just thought it looked good on the porches, so I wanted to put it on the inside as well, but I actually really hate this swatch, so I changed it for something darker. And then the blue tiling on the kind of like the backsplash of the kitchen, I changed that for a brown because it was a little bit over the top, so I was kind of indecisive. Like you saw, I flipped the entire house around halfway through building the exterior because I realized I liked what was meant to be the back of the house more. What was meant to be the front of the house was inspired by a few photos I saw on Pinterest, so I mixed a bunch of them together, and I do like it. I think both sides of the house are really nice and fit Brindleton Bay a lot. I tend to focus on the front of the house and not really do much on the back, so it might be a little bit flat, but I didn't do that in this build. I'm really trying to get better. Like, this is kind of weird to say, but when I did my collab, it was my last video, it was the end of the year collab, we all got together and built a house. I realized that my section of the house was the ugliest in my opinion. I mean, that's because it's me, of course. I'm my worst critic, but also I felt like I took the least amount of time on my section compared to everyone else. So think of this as like the end of an era. I'm really trying to put more effort into my builds. I feel like it's super easy to just shut off your brain whenever you're building, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to pay attention to details and add as much clutter as possible, and if it takes a couple of extra hours, so be it. You know, it'll be worth it for the video and the gallery and stuff like that, and it'll be more fun to play with, at least in my opinion. I know some people don't like playing in houses that are cluttered. I really do, but some people feel that way. It really depends on your preference. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I also really wanted to wish you a happy new year because I think that this is my first video of 2021. I'm actually not 100% sure. If I am right, this will be going up on Tuesday, but I really wanted to sing there, but I think I'm wrong. I don't know, because I have another build that is ready, and I'm really excited to put it up because I played around with Snowy Escape and I made a Japanese home, and I think it turned out really nice. But I got some more packs right after I finished building what you're seeing right now, so it wouldn't really make sense to have one build where I have a bunch of packs and then another build where I don't have as many packs. I feel like someone would notice, so you might be seeing this build later in the week, but also this might be my first build of 2021, and regardless, I really hope that you're having a very good new year so far. And I hope that you stayed safe on New Year's Eve. I didn't go out, I stayed at home, and actually I ate a bunch of fried foods, which wasn't a good decision, but also I've been working out, so I don't feel very bad about it. And then my parents went to bed. They did not even stay up because my dad has to work, and also they're kind of old. Like, they want to go to bed, they don't really care. They've experienced a lot of New Year's Eves, but I stayed up and it was kind of fun. I mean, I don't really think of this year as being anything different. It feels kind of different because I know it's a fresh start, but also nothing has changed, so I am happy that I had time off from school, but that's about it. And while I'm doing this voiceover, I can actually look to my left and see my school laptop. And I'm in art class right now, but it's one of those classes where half the class doesn't even do anything, doesn't do the assignments that are due. So she was like, okay guys, today we're just gonna extend the deadline and work on your project that was due like 3 weeks ago. That's all we've been doing. And I don't mind it though, because it means I get to do voiceovers during class, but it is a little bit weird, and I keep looking at my little laptop screen to see if I'm muted or not, because that's like my worst fear. Imagine you're in class and the teacher is teaching something or whatever, and then all of a sudden some kid unmutes herself and you hear her ranting about The Sims 4. That's something that I don't think I would ever get over. I feel like I would remember that into my 80s, so I'm definitely gonna keep looking at the little mute button to see if I'm muted. Anyway, I don't want to think about that anymore. This is probably my second favorite room if I had to think about it. This is the little family room. I think of it as a den, so maybe at the end of the day the family piles into here and there are some toys and of course another TV. Maybe I should have not included a TV in the main living area to make it a little bit more formal, but I really like this room. I used a lot of Eco Lifestyle in Seasons. I love that Eco Lifestyle painting. I think the colors turned out really nice. It's very farmhousey, and I love reds and oranges and browns together. I really need to build like an autumnal house, even though it's basically the opposite of autumn right now. I think that would be a really fun build, and I've done something like that before if you look on my gallery, and I really enjoyed it. So if you can't tell, I have a ton of build ideas. Like, I've been dreaming of builds that I want to do. You know it's bad when The Sims kind of spills into your dreams. It's a little bit stressful, but at the same time, some of my best builds come from dreams that I had. I used to do all of my builds in one sitting because I do my builds at night, right? And when I stopped halfway through, I would realize that I would dream about it, and I kind of didn't like that because it's not very restful. So for a while I did my builds all in one sitting, all in one go. It could take 6 hours and I would sit for 6 hours straight in front of my laptop. But I've realized that I like doing them in multiple sittings. It just makes me a little bit less burnt out. And I feel like if I'm getting tired of a build or if I don't like it, chances are it's just because I've been staring at it for so long. So I need to take a little bit of a break and come back to it maybe another day. So even if that means I dream about my build, it'll overall make for better houses. So that's what I'm going to do. That was the only bathroom that I put into the video, like I said, and I really like how it turned out. I think it's really fun and much more colorful than most of my bathrooms usually are. I also included a washer and dryer in this build. I know, a little bit crazy because I always forget to add them, but I like realistic gameplay and I like to make my houses realistic. I feel like sometimes they aren't very realistic, but I just thought it was important to add them, and I do want to try to build more mudrooms in my houses, or I don't know what the other word for them is, but where I live you either have a mudroom or you have a garage, so it's just a place where you can take off your shoes and not like dirty up the carpet or the wood flooring, you know? So I think there's another word for them that I'm forgetting, but where I live you call them mudrooms. Hopefully you know what I'm talking about, and they're actually really useful because in my house that's where the washer and dryer is, and that's also where the litter boxes go. I can't imagine where they would go if we didn't have a mudroom, so I do want to start including those more into my builds, but also how would you decorate them, you know? I feel like they wouldn't end up being very cute. So I don't know, but right now we are working on the office. I ended up including 2 desks and another TV. I don't know why I like including so many TVs in my homes, but I included 2 desks with 2 computers because a lot of Sims live here, and I think both of the parents would need it for their jobs, and then of course the kids, if this was real life, they would work on their homework on the computers. I wish you could do that in The Sims, but instead they just get homework put into their inventory every single time. And I tried to bring in the nautical theme into this office as well. I had such a fun time making this home beachy because in all the houses that I've lived in, they've been decorated very nautical. My mom really loves that style, even though we don't live that close to the beach. I guess in the grand scheme of things we do, like if you're watching this and you live in Nebraska, then yeah, we definitely live closer to the beach than most people, but I'm just used to that style, and I really like decorating in that style because it reminds me of my house and the house that we stay at when we go on vacation. I think it's really adorable, not for everybody, but I do want to decorate my homes in that style every now and then. I try to bring like a variety of builds onto my channel in different styles, but I have a couple that I definitely stick to more than others. I like vintage stuff, so you'll see that in all of my builds. No matter the style, I definitely incorporate vintage things no matter what. Now we are moving on to the grandparents' bedroom. It is such a huge space. I was like, what am I gonna do? I don't want to include another TV because that's way over the top. So I did some quote-unquote custom furniture. I'm not actually sure what that entails. Like, I just slapped some cabinets and some bookshelves together, but I do think it looks nice. And I also add a vanity and a dresser and then a couch and like a little seating area. I did really like, it's a very tiny detail, but I liked how I sized up that picture frame of, I guess, a soccer team. I'm not sure, but I thought it looked really good, and I feel like a grandma and a grandpa would definitely have pictures of their grandkids around their bedroom, so I really like that detail. And after this, we move on to the upstairs, so I'll talk a little bit more about this family. Of course, we have the grandparents, and I think they're just stereotypical grandparents. They like baking, the granddad likes fishing, you know, they're just a classic little old couple. I really wish we had more stuff for elders. I know people say that all the time and it's gotten kind of annoying, but I just never play with elders. I feel like when my Sims age up to elders, I just prepare for them to die, and that's about it. I did get the Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack a few days ago, and that will definitely add some more activities for elders to do, but also it's not enough in my opinion. I really don't like how they advertise that pack as like an elders pack, or at least you would assume it's an elders pack, but it's just a knitting pack. I can't believe we have a knitting pack in this game, and what's even worse is I bought it and I've been enjoying it so far, so I guess I'm not really one to talk because I actually really enjoy that stuff pack. I haven't built much with it. I've only done one build with it, but so far I'm really liking it, and I can't wait to use the couches that come with that pack because they're right up my alley. The swatches look amazing, so I guess I'm very easily pleased when it comes to build buy stuff in this game. But this is the toddler's room. They also have a little toddler. We'll do the parents' room last. I'll admit I didn't think too much about the parents' personalities. I do think that maybe the mother is a vet and then the dad is in the athletic career, so there is a treadmill in his bedroom. I know it's a little bit weird, and I think the space would be a lot prettier without the treadmill, but I feel like it's kind of realistic. Even though this family is very rich, I didn't have room for a home gym, so I just put a treadmill in there. I think when he comes home from his athletic career, he just likes working out so much that he gets on the treadmill. I think I was very inspired by Marcus Flex because in my legacy family, my Sim ended up marrying him, and he is super obsessed with working out. His two favorite items in the house are the soccer ball and, well, I guess, does that count as working out? I'm not super sure, but he's obsessed with that nonetheless, and for some reason it builds your fame. Don't know why they did that, but he's also obsessed with the treadmill, so I was inspired by him. Speaking of which, definitely let me know if you want to see me do a current household of my legacy family. I think that that would be super fun. On my old channel, I did quite a few current households actually. I think I did like 6, so it's not that much, but I usually do builds, so it's something different, and I'm not sure if people want to see it. I know Let's Plays don't tend to get that much views because it's kind of like an investment to watch a story from start to finish, but I think a current household would be fun with my legacy family. I have done quite a bit. The oldest children are about to age up to young adults, and I think I want to send them off to university, so it might be fun. I might bring that onto the channel soon. I also want to do some real-time builds I don't think I would ever be the type to enjoy making tutorial videos, but these real-time builds would kind of act like tutorial builds. So in one part I would do maybe the exterior of a house and kind of show you my thought process of that, and then if people want to make suggestions in the comments, I would read all the comments. I don't know, because I feel like people wouldn't like it, so I don't want to really do something that people wouldn't enjoy. But it seems kind of fun, and these speed builds do take a while to do. Like, I think this build took me around 6 hours, and of course I have to do the voiceover, and that takes me, I think, 2 hours. I know that's kind of sad. Most people do their voiceovers in one go, like it's perfect. I just cannot do that. I have to take a long time to think about what I have to say. So the real-time videos would definitely take a lot less time. At the same time, I would have to edit them still. I don't really know, it would just be something different. For now though, I think I'm gonna stick to the speed builds because I've just been having a lot of fun, and I've also been watching a lot of other people's Sims 4 speed builds, and I really enjoy that. Every morning I get up and I go through my sub box and I try to watch as many videos as possible before school, because I just started school again after winter break. I hate it so much. I already mentioned that in this video, but I just wanted to emphasize I really don't like online school, but I watch a lot of people's videos and I've been really inspired recently. So long story short, I'm just gonna keep doing speed builds. But anyway, I rambled through the most iconic bedroom of all time. I really enjoyed making this bedroom. It was the one with the DJ booth, and I was inspired by none other than Roderick Heffley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I thought that it would be really cool to make a character who's kind of emo, so they wear all black. I think they have dyed hair, at least a streak of dyed hair, maybe all out, maybe like rainbow, I don't even know. But they're in a band and they love DJing and they love music and video games and all that. I thought that character was really fun. It was inspired by Roderick Heffley. I keep wanting to say Greg Heffley. Roderick Heffley, and then also someone that I knew in middle school who was kind of crazy, but she was super nice as well, and she was definitely emo. Like, she would label herself as that, and she had crazy blue hair, a bunch of piercings, even though she was maybe 13, and she also every single day wore like, there were Converse high tops, but they went up to her knees, so she was a super interesting character, and I was really inspired by her. Looking back on my middle school days, I remember so many interesting kids, and I don't know what happened to any of them. I feel like at least a couple should have gone to the high school that I went to, but it seems like none of them exist anymore. Maybe they were figments of my imagination, but shout out to her. I don't think she remembers me at all. Anyway, very weird tangent. We are moving on to the master bedroom. Now this room isn't very nautical. It's super country, which ties into the whole Brindleton Bay thing, but I'm kind of happy with it. I'm kind of not at the same time. It's a pretty interesting style. I don't know if I would pick it for my bedroom personally. I also tend to make my bedrooms brown and red, and I'm realizing now that's because my parents' bedroom used to be brown and red, so I need to stop doing that. But anyway, we're getting to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, a like would be very appreciated, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye!